Welcome to the next episode of the podcast. I'm recording this episode live, like I did with the last one, with you guys. This is going to be a surprise Saturday morning coffee episode with anyone who happens to be here on this Saturday morning. I realize that a lot of my audience, because you're in the US, will be fast asleep right now. But if you're not and you're able to join me this morning, that's great to have you here. As always, tell me where you're from. Pop it into the comments. Tell me where you join me from in the world this morning, and I'll give you a bit of a shout out. But yes, great to have a few people here already, and I'm just going to dive right into this morning. So last week I asked for a few suggestions for things that we could do differently in the podcast. Excuse me. One thing is going to be coughing. And I want to introduce a few little segments as we go through this season. We're now in season 4 of the podcast, and I want to just try a few little different things as we go through each episode, as well as bringing in guests and things like that, as always. So, the first thing I wanted to try, just as a little introductory segment, and something just for fun this morning, for this Saturday morning coffee chat, is to do a segment called "Things That Passed Me By at the Time." So this could be TV shows, it could be movies, could be books, could be sports, it could be even certain kinds of food and dishes that I didn't ever try a long time ago whenever I was younger, and then it came to love eventually. But I'm going to start off with a TV show today. And again, if you've seen this show, if you have any questions, any comments, anything you want to share in the chat while you're here, just feel free to pop it in there as I go through this session this morning. And if you have any questions about anything to do with Substack or writing, etc., as well, that's always welcome too. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you what the very first of the things that passed me by at the time that I'm going to focus on are. Let's see if I can do this right. And it is ER. So, gonna start with the TV show, as I said. So, this is a show that obviously when it came out at the time, I was quite young. I think ER started in like 1994, around that kind of time. So I was like 6 years old. So obviously it was gonna pass me by at the time when it first came out. But this is a show that my wife and I have fairly recently started getting into. We are now 4 seasons deep in ER. I think we're at the ninth episode of season 4 at this point. And it's brilliant. I never watched this. I knew it always existed. Like it was always kind of in the background. I knew that a lot of famous people kind of came through it, as you can see on the screen even as well. So um, yeah, this passed us by at the time, and we've recently dived into it. I'm not usually into hospital dramas. My wife loves like Grey's Anatomy and things like that, but that's not a huge draw for me. But this kind of show, for some reason, right from the first episode, we absolutely loved it. I loved that it was created by Michael Crichton. He's one of my favorite authors of all time, and that was an immediate in for me. But yeah, after like a couple of episodes, I was just hooked on it. I have so many questions about it as well. It's one of these shows that's evolving as we're watching it. It's gone from being probably fairly run of the mill in terms of hospital drama to, I mean, recently there's an episode where someone blew up an ambulance with a bazooka by accident, or with a grenade launcher, should I say. So like, there's random stuff happening in there as well. It feels kind of a lot more modern, I guess, in terms of drama. But in terms of the way it's written, in terms of how it feels, in terms of the way it's shot, it very much feels like The West Wing to me. I don't know if anybody else has watched The West Wing on ER, and if maybe they agree with that. But it definitely feels it's that sort of like walk and talk kind of show that I really love, with a sort of fast dialogue and fast things happening, and a lot of extras moving across the screen at pace, and a lot of one shots as well. But yeah, I mean, we're hooked on this now. As I said, we're 4 seasons in. We're probably going to watch all of it, or at least most of it, over the next few months. That's just what we do. We sit down, we put on a show, and we watch it. We just binge it. So ER is our current binge. It's the thing that passed me by at the time. If you've watched ER, please tell me in the comments, or if you're listening to this episode later, reply, leave a comment on the post, or send me an email, or leave me a DM or something like that. Um, Edgar has said that a couple of things that passed him by. I assume this is what you mean, Edgar, is the A Team and reading Donald Duck magazine. If that's what you're talking about, then yeah, the A Team passed me by as well. And I remember watching Donald Duck whenever I was younger, but I didn't ever read the magazine. But yeah, anything else that passed you by, maybe like ER, pop it into the comments to let me know. And if you like the show, again, let me know either now or later on when we're listening to the podcast again later. So that's um the very first element, the very first portion, I guess, of this new segment is about ER. So that's what passed me by at the time, and I'm going to try and think of a few other things that passed me by, which I can share with you guys, and maybe get some feedback on as well. Okay. Again, if you're joining me, it's great to have you here. This is an early Saturday morning coffee podcast episode recording. I just woke up this morning and I just thought, you know what? I want to record an episode. I wanted to jump on and see some of you guys, have a cup of coffee and share this time with you. Excuse me. I know that a lot of people again are joining me from probably outside of the US, where most of my audience are actually based. So they're probably asleep right now. But if you're joining me again, tell me where you're from. Leave any questions in the comments, and yeah, I'll have a bit of a chat this morning. Kimberly says that she loved DR. It was a great show. It definitely was. I fully agree. Amrita, sorry, I'm going back to your comment. You said that you're joining me from India today. Great to have you here. Okay. Brilliant. So the next thing I want to mention, and I'm going to keep mentioning this until it actually happens, of course, um, is let me see if I can reshare this screen. So Substack is not making this overly easy to do, but next thing I want to share about is the Substack Growth Sessions, because as you can see here, the early bird price is still $37, but that ends literally in 2 days. So there are 2 days left to grab the early bird price for the Substack Growth Sessions if you haven't got it already. VIP members and Catalyst Club members, my private community, will get automatic access to that. But if you're not in either of those communities in particular, the early bird price will run out in a couple of days, and it will go from $37 to $50 after that point. But this is a session, a week long session. I'm doing Monday to Friday, April 20th to 24th, to help you learn proven strategies to grow your Substack audience sustainably and effectively, as it says there on the screen. And basically, if you've been struggling with Substack growth, if you're not sure what to do, if you just want some direct help, some direct answers to that live, if you want to ask questions live as well, this is a good opportunity for you to come along to that and learn with me and grow with me as well during the course of that week. And I will share everything that I've learned about how to grow on Substack, and you can ask questions, and then we can take it from there in terms of your growth. Okay, I'm going to share a different screen about that now. Again, the Substack, it does not make this easy to do, but okay. Uh, I talked in a live a few days ago about what's going to happen each day in the sessions, and you can go back and watch that live as well. And that live recording, and basically get a bit of a lowdown on that. You'll also get it from this article as well, which is pinned to my homepage, which you can check out if you want to jump on there and read it in your own time as well. But I want to talk just briefly this morning about what you actually get from the Substack Growth Sessions, and kind of who it's for as well, because it's not probably going to be for everybody. It's not going to be what everyone needs right now, but it might be. So I just want to put that on a plate for you. So what you actually get, just to clarify, each day is a 60-minute live session with me over Zoom, followed by a Q&A. So the session itself will be around 60 minutes, and then there'll be a Q&A after that. So it'll probably go on for longer than 60 minutes overall, depending on how many questions we get. But if you come along live to those sessions, it's a great opportunity to ask questions that you might have about Substack growth, about anything that I've said during the session as well. I can help clarify those things for you. So yes, you will get the replays, as I mentioned here as well. You'll get the replays of the recordings as well if you bought a ticket for the event, and you can watch them back in your own time for a limited time. But if you want to actually ask questions and be involved in it and pitch in, then come along live to those sessions if you can, whenever they're happening. You'll also get exclusive resources. So each day I'll release a little like downloadable kind of thing to just help you jumpstart whatever aspect it is that we talked about that day. So it could be templates, frameworks, checklists, swipe files, that sort of stuff, for immediate implementation. So as I said, there are practical tools that you can use from that same day to help get you started, and they will only be for people who come along to the sessions who've actually bought a ticket for it. So you don't want to miss out on those either. As I said, all sessions will be recorded and available in a private community space. So I'm working on getting that set up now, preparing it for you guys. So whenever you join the Substack Growth Sessions, you'll get access to this private community space where you can all interact with each other. You can share your notes and your posts with each other and put things into practice straight away that we talk about in the sessions for a while as well. And just a chance to chat to me via DM in there in that space as well and get some more feedback. And that's all part of that private community space. So that's what you're going to get from this. It's basically to help you get started on Substack and grow and get more people in your audience, get more followers, get more subscribers, and put simple, sustainable, repeatable systems in place so that you can grow for the long term, not just for a brief period, but for years rather than days or weeks or even months. After the 5 days, let's see if I can scroll down. Um, After the 5 days, basically, instead of just, giving you all this information, then walking away, and that's it, I'm going to run this Substack Growth Accelerator 5-week cohort, essentially, for people who have been um, part of the group and who joined Catalyst Club as well. So this is for Catalyst Club members. So you will have to join that community off the back of or during the Substack Growth Sessions, and you'll get access to the full community as well if you're there. But I basically want to give you guys a chance to, if you're really, really serious about growth, taking what I talk about in the Substack Growth Sessions and putting it into action with the accelerator. So it's just a chance to grow with other people, take those things, put them into practice, and really start to see some sustainable growth happening straight away. So if that is something that you have time for, that suits you, that you think you'd really benefit from, then upgrading the Catalyst Club before or during the sessions will get you access to that as well. So definitely think about that whenever you're checking out Substack Growth Sessions. Okay. And as I said, in terms of pricing, the early bird price ends on the 13th of April, which is on Monday. So you've only got a couple of days left after today to grab that. It goes from $37 to the regular price of $50 in the week leading up to the Substack Growth Session. So make sure that you grab that. It's capped at 50 people. So a lot of those spaces are already gone. Again, don't hang about if it's something that you want to get. Don't wait until the last minute because the spaces might go. And I'm going to close it once it gets to 50 because I don't want it to be too big. So, um, yeah, grab that space, get the early bird price, and we can take it from there. I'm gonna have a little sip of my coffee. Again, if you're joining me, this is a Saturday morning coffee, which we haven't done in a long time, and as always, just via newsletter before, but I wanted to do one live. And this is also the next episode of the podcast, which I'm recording live as well. So, if you pop any questions or any comments about anything I'm saying and into the comments now, and you'll get a bit of a shout out in the podcast episode as well. So again, any questions, any comments about anything that I mentioned, whether it's about the Substack Growth Sessions, whether it's about ER, which I mentioned at the start, anything at all, just pop that into the comments now, and I will address that while I'm here with you guys this morning. And again, if you have time to tell me where you're from, I'd love to hear where you're joining me from this morning because I would imagine it's outside of the US where most of my audience are based. So it's always kind of cool to hear people joining me from other parts of the world. So feel free to pop that into the comments as well if you want to. Okay, so the Substack Growth Sessions, just to go a little bit deeper into this, you might be wondering, is this for me or is this not for me? Is this the kind of thing that I'm going to benefit from or should I just let it pass by and not worry too much about it? Well, let me tell you who it's for and who it's not for. This is for you. This event, this masterclass week is for you. If you've been someone who's been publishing on Substack maybe for a while, but your growth feels slower than it should. So you see other people growing really quickly, or you see them talking about getting all these paid subscribers, or whatever it is that's happening, and you're comparing yourself with them, maybe without you meaning to do that. Basically, your growth just feels slow whenever you feel like it should be a lot quicker. So this is for you if you're struggling with that. If you've been doing all the right stuff, posting on notes, sharing articles, doing collaborations, doing lives, getting recommendations, whatever else it is you're doing, but your growth feels slow, this is going to be for you. It's for you if you're tired of just using like random tactics and you want a clear system. So I'm going to be talking about not just little growth hacks and things like that that you can do. I'll mention some hacks as well, but I'm going to give you guys a clear system for growth, something you can put into practice around your writing or your creator activity as well. These aren't just going to be little one-time things that you can do for a week. Again, it's going to be stuff you can do longer term for years to come. So if you want a clear system that is sustainable for the long term, then this is going to be for you as well. It's going to be for you if you are willing to implement stuff and not just consume the information. Again, this is what the Substack growth accelerator is going to really be for. But if you want to actually put things into practice, not just take it on board at the time for the week, maybe kind of half watch or half listen to the sessions while you're maybe doing something else, scroll on your phone at the same time, and then you're just going to think, "Well, that was nice, that was great, $37, fine," but never do anything about it. If you're going to actually put that information that I share and those tactics, those approaches into practice, then definitely come along to these sessions because it's going to be for you. This is for people who are action takers, not just consumers and listeners. Edgar, thanks so much. I had a really good time with you yesterday as well. Just a little comment in the comments here from Edgar, who I did a one-on-one session with yesterday, which is really good fun. Edgar is in the Catalyst Club group as well, and it's great to have him there. And yeah, it's really good fun, Edgar. Thanks so much for that. That's another thing I should quickly mention. If you join Catalyst Club, you also get a couple of one-on-one 60-minute live sessions with me to talk through strategy and any questions you might have about Substack or growth in general, or about being a solopreneur, about writing, anything at all that you think I can help you with. You're going to get that as part of that. So definitely, if you want a kind of a bridge between just like paid membership and full on one-to-one coaching, Catalyst Club is a nice little in between those two things. Okay, so back to the Substack Growth Sessions. It's going to be for you if you want sustainable growth, not just viral moments so you can't replicate. Going viral on any platform is great. You're always going to get a few subscribers out of it. You're always going to get a bit of a dopamine hit, a bit of boost. It's good to go viral, but if you want long term sustainable growth that you can carry on for, as I said, I keep saying this, for years to come, these sessions are going to be for you. I'm going to teach you how to do that. I've been on Substack now for nearly 3 years. I've grown an audience of 35,000 people, subscribers, should I say, and not just followers. And if you want to learn how I went about doing that, how to put those things into practice for yourself, and get the ball rolling on that kind of growth, then the sessions are for you. And they're also for you, finally, if you're ready to treat Substack like a real project, not just a hobby. Um, if Substack is a hobby for you, that is completely fine. If that's what you want to use it for, if you just want to write and share some stuff and consume other people's things and read and just be part of a really nice community here in this platform, which is rare on the internet these days, then by all means be here. It's great for that as well. And yeah, it's a great hobby platform for people who want to treat it that way, of course. But if you want to treat it like a real project, like a real business, like a real job, longer term, then this is for you. I'm going to teach you how to grow your Substack audience in a way that's going to um, lead to potentially becoming an income stream for you, or just a full blown business that can supplement the other things that you're doing as well. So come along for those reasons. It's for you for those reasons. It's probably not for you on the flip side if you're looking for just like a magic bullet or overnight success on Substack. If you don't put the things into practice that I talk about during the sessions, they're not going to work for you. And I'll tell you that right now. If you come along to these sessions and you listen and you say that was great, and you don't act on it afterwards and don't put things into practice, you probably won't grow. And that's really just the way it's going to be. So if you want immediate overnight success, you want a magic bullet, you want some massive promise that you're going to grow to 10,000 subscribers in the next month, that kind of thing, you're not going to get that from me. You can go to another growth guru somewhere out there. He'll tell you that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to sell you that. So if you want a magic bullet, it's not for you. If you're not willing to put in consistent effort linked to that, it's not going to be for you either. I'll tell you that too. If you're not willing to put things into practice consistently and really work hard at it and show up every day, it's not going to work for you either. So you can not bother joining if that's the case as well. But if you are willing to put that consistent effort in, then it will definitely suit you. If you just want to be told what to do without really understanding why, if you just want to be told this is what you need to do and that's it, it's probably not for you either. I'm going to tell you why to do those things and why it's important. Pete Murphy's joined me. Pete, yes, I'm up early, definitely, Pete, for Saturday morning coffee. It's about 8:30 here ish in the UK. Great to have you here, Pete. So yes, if Substack Growth Sessions, if you um if you just want to be told what to do but not actually understand why you need to do that, it's not going to be for you either. And finally, if you're just happy with where things are and you don't want to push yourself any further, if your audience size is the right size for you, if you don't really want to grow, and that's totally fine if that's the case, then they're really not going to be for you either. And that's just the way it will be. So that's the who it's for and who it's not for. If you feel like you resonate with the first group, if you feel like this is going to be for you, as I said, the early bird price ends in 2 days. So on Monday, and that $37 ends, and then it's going to jump to $50 from Tuesday onwards for the week leading up to the actual sessions starting. So if you want to get in there with that early bird price and make sure you're in the 50 people group, make sure you're there before the cap closes, then yeah, come along. Farmer Sam joining me from Maine at 3:30 a.m. So great to have you here. You are definitely joining me early in beautiful, beautiful Maine. So thanks for coming along to that as well. And Farmer Sam's coming along to the Substack Growth Sessions as well. She got her ticket for it too, which is great. Um, yeah, again, if you're here, tell me where you're joining me from or what time it is with you right now. It's, as I said, it's just after 8:30 here in the UK. And it's nice to be here with you guys this morning on a Saturday. So finally, I want to just quickly say, why am I doing this right now? So why am I running the Substack Growth Sessions? Why is now the right time for this? And as I said in this article, um, basically I've been teaching Substack growth to people for a while now. Since I started learning how to grow on the platform myself, since I started noticing patterns and putting systems into place and learning what's important and what isn't important. Um, I have been getting questions about that all the time from different people in my coaching practice, within my community, just individual writers who've been asking me what to do, and I've been giving them some answers and some advice on that and how to move forward. But what I kept thinking was, what if I could help a lot of people at once? What if I could help a real concentrated group of people who are serious about growth, in one fell swoop in one event? And what if I could create something that's accessible for people that didn't require working with them for months and months and months on end, for growth, but still deliver real value. And that's why I wanted to do the Substack growth sessions now. That's why I thought that now was the right time for this. So this is the first time, as I said before, that I'm running something like this. I never run an event for 5 days. I've done one-off webinars or masterclass sessions plenty of times in the past, but I've never done a full-blown week-long event with follow-up after it as well. So again, it could be the only time I do it. It depends how it goes. I never know how these things are going to turn out. I'm going to do my absolute best. I'm going to give 110%, and I'm going to pack in so much value, try and help everybody who comes along, make it the best possible event you guys can get for your money. But I don't know if I'll do it again. So it just depends what happens. If I enjoy doing it, if you guys get a lot out of it as well. So if you're stuck on growth, if you're feeling like this is something you really need help with, and this is the right time for you, and you want to be part of that, want to get the early bird ticket as well, make sure you're part of the group that join. Step up now and grab that while you can. Again, you can get the link to join the Substack Growth Sessions in the pinned post on my homepage. It's probably scattered everywhere across my Substack right now in general anyway. So just have a bit of a look around. You'll find it within about 30 seconds. I can't share the link in the chat because it won't pop up properly, but I'll share it later below the podcast episode. This is a podcast episode, by the way. If you're joining me here today, this is going to be I think maybe the second episode of season 4. So you're very welcome to be part of that. It's nice to do this with you guys live. And yeah, I'm super excited. As I said in the post here, I'm excited to do the Substack Growth Sessions. I'm excited to do that live with you guys. And I really hope you'll be able to join me at the time. Come along and be part of that as well. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up in a minute. But if you have any questions about anything I said in the course of this chat or any of the previous chats that I've shared about the Substack Growth Sessions or about anything else I'm doing about Catalyst Club, about one-to-one coaching, about my paid tier, about anything to do with Substack or being a solopreneur or writing books or anything like that, feel free to pop that into the comments now before I fully finish this session this morning. It's super fun to do this, by the way. It was super fun to talk about ER at the start. It's something that had passed me by at the time. If you guys have any other suggestions, again, for segments you'd like to see me do, things you'd like to see me chat about, this maybe not about Substack and things like that in particular, feel free to make suggestions. Um, Pop it into the comments below the podcast episode whenever it comes out, or reply on YouTube because I'll probably share the recording there as well. That sort of thing. Let me know what you think. If you've got any fun ideas for segments. Something else I might do is maybe bring some people on live and let you guys just chat to me briefly in a podcast episode, maybe ask a question and I can address that in real time. So if that's something you think you'd enjoy, and maybe you want to put yourself forward for that, if you want to recommend yourself, if you've got a question you want to ask and you want to pitch, just feel free to put yourself forward for that, and we can chat about it. So but yeah, thanks for being here today, guys. It's so cool to have about 50 or so people joining me for this early Saturday morning coffee podcast episode recording session. Bit of a mouthful there, but that's what it's been. Um, Having a little sip for anyone who's listened to the podcast episode later. I wonder what those sounds actually are. Um, Great to have you here. I'm gonna wrap up now because I'm starting to waffle a little bit, and I want to wrap it up. Vincent has said, hi, David. Just came by to say hello. Busy morning. Have a nice day, Vincent. Thanks for coming along. It's great to have you here. Joining me for this brief podcast recording episode. But yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. I hope this is helpful in some capacity. I hope that you come along to the Substack Growth Sessions if you can at the time. Hope you at least check it out and give yourself the opportunity to consider it if it's something you think you'd find beneficial. If you have any questions, send me a DM, send me an email, reply in a comment to the post, and I'll do my best to help you at the time. Great to be here. Great to enjoy a coffee with you guys this morning. Hope you have a great Saturday, a great rest of your weekend. Whatever it is you're doing with family, with friends, just chilling. Maybe you're doing some writing, maybe you're doing some work, whatever it is you're working on this weekend. Have a great one. And I will see you on Substack. I'll see you on the podcast. I'll see you on YouTube. I'll see you in Substack Growth Sessions really soon. Thanks for being here. Bye bye.